Hello, I'm gonna show you some video of what I did for the computer, and we'll see what we can do. Okay, so don't get freaked out. It's all in pieces. Okay, so here is, this is gonna be tricky. Here is the whole chassis with everything taken apart. And some screw just fell loose in there. Keep all the screws together. Okay, so step one was on the bottom side of this. There is this piece right here. So basically, you unscrew that screw and then you pull it back kind of this way and lift that off. Well, I guess the first thing is to take the battery out and make sure it's powered down. Then you do that. Then there are, and you can watch the YouTube video that's already out there for some of this. But there's a screw that's right here that when you take that out, it'll let you take out the ROM drive, the DVD ROM drive. And then this is where the hard drive was, and I think all I did was just lift it out, and then I was able to disconnect it. And then here is where the wireless card, that's that right there. I did have to unscrew that and then take off those two wires there. Then there are screws all around here that you take off. And then the trickiest part for me was taking off the keyboard. Just a second. So I put this black piece I've already taken off. I'm just going to put it back on, and then there's the keyboard. And so basically, that's kind of how it looks. You have to get a real small knife or screwdriver or something and just start prying under here, and then it just starts, and then you can just pop it off and it all comes off. But it took me some time. Don't be too afraid to kind of jab in that corner right there to try to lift that out. Now the tools I have are, you're going to want small screwdrivers, kind of like this. Most of them are going to be, or all of them are these small little Phillips. And I used, these small little blade ones to kind of pry things out a little bit. So, and then once the keyboard is off, this just you just start kind of prying this off. There's no extra, well, there is one extra screw, and that's right there that you have to take off. Actually, there's others. There's all these screws here that you need to take off before you can take this black piece off, and then it just kind of pops off. Oh, wait, one more thing. Three more things actually. There's this, and this. Now this one was the tricky one that I almost ruined my fingernails, which is not that big a deal. But basically, the way I got that off, and I can kind of show what that is. See there, you'll see where it's connected to the motherboard. But I had to take two really tiny screwdrivers, blade screwdrivers, on either side of that to kind of get that loose and pulled off. That was really tricky. Now for these things, I'm going to put the motherboard, just kind of lay it there for a second. It is one place is here, and you kind of, by default, that black thing is down, and you just kind of flip it up like that, and then that blue thing just, you can pull it out real easy. Okay, then once you got this black thing off, then the motherboard is in here like that, although I've already taken the fan off. So, no, actually, I take that back. It's flipped. It's flipped like that. So, there's these things here that you just kind of have this little tab, and then if you just lift it off, it comes off fairly easily. There's other things that you've got to take off. And once you got the motherboard off, then this assembly is on there like that. Obviously, I've taken the fan off already, but these screws, you take those off, but they stay on there, stay on this component like that. It's either kind of on there. That comes off, and then you can take this whole piece off. This is the CPU right here, and if you look, there's this gray stuff. It's actually some material I think I'm going to need to buy to replace. It's if you look on Amazon and you're looking for this fan, you can, and one of the things it says is, you can also buy this thing, and it's this Arctic silver something or other, and I think it's some conductive material so that it will allow the heat to come out of the CPU and get into this heat sink to the fan. So once I took that off, then there were two super tiny screws that you needed to take off, and then these little clasps that you loosen back, and then you can get the fan out. Now, if you look, I already took some of the gunk out, but look at all that gunk that's in there. See if I can get better light. That's a little bit better. So what I'm going to do is get some compressed air and blow it. So actually what I would suggest is, before you take anything apart, get some compressed air, and this part is outward facing, and you can blow in there, and then it'll come out here, which is the bottom of the fan, which is also exposed. That, I would say that would be the first thing to do, is just to blow that out, and that may be all that you need to do, and that would be wonderful. In fact, that's probably all I needed to do. Oh well. So, that's all you need to know for right now, I think, and then we can chat about it later.